Hello friends, this is Amy and welcome to my channel. It's nice to get back to crafting. Let's get started with this project. I love these little pigs. They're called a Hampshire and I love that they've got that white stripe. And so I'm going to recreate my version of a Hampshire pig today. So this is just a wood cutout and I'm just using a piece of soy wax that's, used in candle making. I like to make candles. And going to put this on so it has a resist to the paint. And then you'll see that underneath when I'm done painting this. And just kind of randomly putting that in place. And then I went right over and got my white paint and going to put that over the shoulder area. And here, I almost wanted to do the whole thing. You know what I mean? You just get started as, oh, well, I'll cover that up with some black. But just wanting to do that nice little stripe that's kind of over the shoulder and the front paws, or the front legs, I should say. And I don't even think it was all dry yet, and I ended up just grabbing my gray or my black paint, and we just got started painting it with the black. And it did blend a little bit, and I actually liked it. I thought, well, in nature, I'm sure there's not anything perfect, so I just love how this little pig turned out. And the fact that I went right on the wood and you could see the wood look underneath. Just wait till you see how this turns out. I love it. Now you can see I'm using a nice big brush there. So I'm in the process of moving and all my stuff's been packed away and I am just wanting to craft in the worst way. And so I am using what I could get at and then items that I picked up. And I still want to keep crafting here, even through, getting things moved. It may not be as often, but I'm still going to pop out some videos here. Just adding on a little black to where I wanted, and then I thought, I don't know if I like that. So I wiped it off, but then, you know what? It works. Now let this completely dry and then you can take something, and I just had a piece of wood that was kind of angled, and I just went with scraping it off. At first I was going pretty lightly, but then I actually put more pressure in it and got more of that paint to chip off. It is really an easy technique for making something look chippy. Now I'm pretty happy with it, but I do want to put a little fabric on there and make it really cute. And so I was digging around and I did find some of my gingham fabric. And then these are called messy bows. I just kind of cut up little strips and just tie it in a little knot. However you want, you could put different colors or, just the same like I had here because, like I said, I've got limited supply right now. And then I wanted to kind of separate them and then trim those ends. And I'm doing like a little dovetail. And now check out those scissors. I bought those Cutter Bee scissors. I got them at Dollar General for $2. So I'm hoping that you could find them too. They were excellent, super sharp. And they're new, but I'm hoping that they'll have more of those items. It was in where you would have like the school supplies. Now I like that little frayed look with the twine, and so I'm just kind of working on unraveling that to give it a kind of a little frayed look. Here it is. Here's my cute little piggy. And the one thing I thought, you know, would be really cute if I had some maybe black wire or something, maybe thicker than like the stove type look. What do I want to say? They call it like a stove pipe wire. It's black and it's bendable. A person could make a little curly Q at the end for a tail. But it turned out pretty cute. What do you guys think of that with that technique of looking or having the wood underneath? I love it. Let's keep rolling here. DIY number 2. So I was out and about looking for items to craft, and these are like silver spoons for little or nothing. And I thought I've always wanted to make some of those little garden stakes, and I've seen them and thought, well, I'm going to do my own version here. Version here, excuse me. And I started out just with that big old brush again, and decided to, I was going to give it an edge. And then I just decided to paint the whole thing, as you'll see in the next clip. I am sure that I needed 2 coats of paint for this. Now, once they're all painted, just set them aside and let them dry. So I got on Etsy and I found these cute little, they're called like a garden stake marker print. It's a printable. I had to shrink these down. And I'm pretty sure I used like envelope number 10 to get this size. And I'm wondering if it's like a postage stamp size. I'm not sure. I shrink it down to what works for you, and then just trying to cut out the pieces that I want. I'm just going with some standard, the carrots, the beans, the peas, that kind of thing. And I think the ripped look looks really nice when you're doing stuff like this because it's imperfect, and so if you're going to use your straight cut mark, then you can just see those marks where this is, it's imperfect. And they're printed out so little. You just take your time and rip that down. If you pull down in a downward motion, it should pull pretty nicely and rip nicely. And then Mod Podge, this is something that I was thinking there might be something you could use for outdoor projects. I didn't have that, but that would be perfect for this. And just apply it, on your surface, on the back of your paper, and then again over the entire thing. The brush works nice because it can help you flatten out the edges and, use your thumb as you need. And this was super easy. Now, if you wanted to add wire or something to this, or maybe black around the edge of the spoon, that would be so cute too. Here they are. I've got them out on the deck and just kind of checking them out, loving them. Wouldn't this be a nice little gift for someone to, anyone would appreciate something this like this that would, like to garden. You could do flowers, you could do herbs, anything goes. Etsy's got a lot of fun things on there, so check it out. Let's go on to the last DIY. This is also an Etsy download. And again, I did shrink these down because I just wanted them little. But this is like a package deal where you buy this, one price and then you get several different looks, all these cuties in there. So I'm just kind of showing you most of what's in there. I didn't even print out everything that was in that package. This is printed on just regular paper for my printer, and it's an inkjet printer. And again, we're going to go through that same process of just tearing them down. The ones that I did cut with the scissors, I ended up tearing the edges too. So like this farmhouse kitchen on there, I did snip that one. So it was cut straight, but I ended up ripping. So, but back to, my plans here. I've been packing, and we do actually have someone that's interested in our property. We just got to wait, go through the process of, the bank and this and that. And so thinking we're going to be here till about mid-July. And our plans, we have wanted to do this forever. And we're thinking between jobs, we could do this, and between homes, because we're going to move about 2.5 hours away so we can be closer to grandchildren. My daughter has these kiddos up there. And so that's our plan. We're going to go do some visiting first and then settle down in Farmington, Minnesota. Let's go back to this video a minute. We want to use boiling water on the tea bags. Some of them I decided to make them aged. Now, this is where I made my boo-boo. I should have crumpled these up before I did all this, but I forgot. So now this would be, if you like that look, which I did want that look, crumple them up before you do this, put them in the pan. And then I just let it sit for a while, maybe 15 minutes. And I was like, it's still not dark enough. But then when I was looking at them, so I thought, well, I'm going to just put some of the tea on it, and you'll see me do that. So I'm soaking it, and then we drain it away, and I'll show you that coming right up. Make sure everything is covered. This would be the time you could turn on your oven at 200 degrees. Okay, and then you want to take that and drain it away. And this is where I'm looking at it. I don't know if this is dark enough. Well, I'm just going to go with it. And I decided to take a wet tea bag and kind of dab it on there so it's not a lot of tea on there. And then we're just going to sprinkle on some of the tea itself to make it look like, even more aged. I didn't show the baking part, but just so you know, I did put it in the oven and baked it at 200 degrees. I kept an eye on it. You don't want something like that to start on fire. I don't know if it would or not. But when the paper was dry, I did even flip them. And when the paper was dry and it was starting to curl, I took them out. And this is how it turned out. And I'm just brushing away some of that tea that I put on it. And oh, yeah, maybe I should curl this up. I thought, well, it's not too late, maybe. We'll make it cute yet. So we curled that up, unfolded it. I just love these little designs. It's so cute. And it was easy because somebody's already gone through the work to get it done. And we're supporting our, fellow creative people. So I will for sure link the people who put in all this work in my description box. Now, I was still able to get some of these little pieces of pine that my husband cuts up, and I just went and matched what I could and cut down so everything had, a match to it. Just kind of eyeball things and cut them down. So the ones that were aged, I wanted to use the black background, and so I just put it on the top. And then I was going to stain the rest. This one I ended up painting the entire thing black just because it had a rounded edge and I didn't even know where to stop with my black paint. So I thought, well, this one's going to be all black then. But the rest of them, I just did the top. Okay, they're dry now. So I'm looking at it and, got things trimmed down a little more. And going to use some stain. And I'm not sure what I picked. It was like an old American look to it. And going to stain those on every piece except that top that I painted black. And then I wanted to do that on the white as well. So once I got through my black ones, I picked up the pieces that would go for the white paper. This is a sure great way to use up scraps and have some fun at the same time. If you wanted to sand a little bit on that front of the black, this is a great way to do that too. You just sand it, and then I did apply paint to that sanded area. I mean, stain to the sanded area. I wondered if you knew in our little place where we can bring the garbage or the garbage men, they actually have like a paint exchange, and sometimes you can find old stains and paints there that are okay to use. Just an option if you don't have access or the funds to buy brand new items. So here I am. These are the ones I have the white printable, and see how it bled. And that shouldn't be a surprise. This is pine wood. It's very soft, and it just soaked in so nice. So that, okay, I'm going to cover this up. It didn't cover, it bled through. And so, in hindsight, maybe I should have just used some kind of a primer and maybe that would have worked. But this was my solution to it. So, here it's all dry, it bled through. So, I decided to go with some black and just kind of add that to it. And it turned out pretty cute that way. And maybe I should have just left it that way. That was cute too. You look at it later and go, that really wasn't that bad. But this is what I ended up doing and liked it too. Have any of you had that happen where things kind of bleed, and maybe even Mod Podge would have been something to seal it prior? I'm not for sure, but this is how crafting goes. You live, you learn, and learn how to do things differently for the next time. I think I might have had maybe a quarter of a bottle left of that Mod Podge when I was done. This is just a tiny little thing I got at Dollar Tree. Like I said, everything's packed away. And when we had, gone through our paperwork and they're saying it's probably going to be mid-July, I was like, I can't go this long without crafting. So I went and bought some stuff and went thrifting, and I'm going to do my best on putting out some videos. And I just love crafting, and I hope you love these videos because I enjoy putting them out. Thank you all for always being so kind and supportive. I truly appreciate it. I do see there's a lot of people crafting some, like the 4th of July items. Probably not going to get much into that. I've done that in the past with collaborations, and some of that stuff's pretty cute, maybe a little thing here or there, but on the whole, I just do crafting that is going to be, you know, good for year round. But I'm already thinking of the Christmas in July video. I I usually get tons and tons of subscribers, new subscribers, and views. So you know I will do Christmas in July, and a lot of times, mostly I'll just go with the whole month of Christmas, but I'm not sure. But for sure, there will be a couple of those. So here they're done. Everything's dry. So cute. These would be so cute in a tiered tray. So if you like these little designs, like I said, I'm going to post this creative Etsy gal that made these, and everything's going to be in the description box. There's a difference there, the aged and the white, just kind of showing you how they all look. It'd be cute to have little faux nails on the corners of these, which I could have done if I had all my stuff. You could just do that with like a rhinestone and paint it if you wanted to, that kind of a thing. You could put jute on these. These would be cute with some jute string tied around them. I'm loving that farmhouse kitchen. Isn't that cute with the cow? Well, thanks again. This is all I have for today, but I will be popping out more stuff. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.